How about we talk about something else right now? J.D. Salinger. Now, did you...
I was a huge Salinger fan. I read Catcher in the Rye when I was, I don't know, 15 or 16. Of course, like any kid that age, loved it. But I went on to read, like, I have all his books. Everything he's ever printed I own. And my favorite is probably like Franny and Zooey or Raise High the Roof Beams. Like I read Catcher in the Rye and I loved it, but it got me into his work and I read everything. And he just did some great writing.
You know,
Don't get me wrong, Catcher in the Rye is a great...
I just resent the fact that, okay, like he wasn't... See, somebody tried to say, oh, come on, he was a recluse. No. Okay, he did not have some kind of pathological need to hide himself, because he still went out of his house, still went shopping, still did all those things in town. So he was not some kind of freaky shut-in. He was just really guarded of his privacy and didn't play the fame game. Yeah. Now, fine. You don't want to play the fame game, you don't want to do red carpet walks or whatever, but I think that great artists have an obligation, a duty, to continue to share it with the world. You get the gift, you share it. That's the deal.
You're more frustrated with the fact that Salinger just stopped publishing.
Well,
you could care less if he showed up and did interviews.
Well,
he no longer put out books.
Well, that's the second half of it. It's like, yeah, putting out books and writing. Okay, writing for yourself, fine. You want to write for yourself, fine. But at least you should be sharing somehow. So whether you're maybe doing a reading at a school, perhaps.
Why though? Why does he have to do that?
I think to be able to...
The cultural significance of the book that he had written, just Catcher in the Rye alone, was so huge with so many people that...
You just think it was so much bigger than him that he himself, the man, didn't have anything more to offer?
Not that. I just don't think he could handle the amount of pressure that people expected from him to either A, come up with another level of Catcher in the Rye, which he'll never be able to do again, and to go out into public, that's all they'd want to talk about. That's all he would get asked about for his entire life, no matter what he did, would be Catcher in the Rye.
The man couldn't show up on, like, Charlie Rose? Like, that would be perfect. Charlie Rose would be perfect.
Want to do that?
Just to share and offer a bit of a lifeline for people who find meaning, people who found meaning and some kind of truth in something like Catcher in the Rye. To maybe throw a lifeline, because, I mean, people felt that they weren't so alone when they read this story.
But that's the story, though. That's what he wrote the book. The book is there to make you feel that you're not the only one like this. Not J.D. Salinger. It's Holden Caulfield. It's the character. It's the story. That's the part that people relate to. J.D. Salinger is just
this segment?
The vessel.
Yes. Okay. And next segment.
Okay.
It's just the vessel to come up with the characters. And I could care less if I ever saw J.D. Salinger again, which I never did, or heard him talk, or made an appearance. I'm just a little annoyed he didn't publish the last 50 years of his life.
I just think, I mean, I agree with what you're saying on, like, it was the character and it was the book, not the man, but the character is not created in a vacuum. The character is created by the artist, and therefore the artist is the character in the character is the artist in some form or fashion.
To some extent, but I don't know. I'm just excited to find out I heard that he's been writing for the last however so long.
Well,
and there's all these unfinished.
I'm sadder that he's gone than I resent the fact that he didn't share. So we're for having lost him.